Well, welcome everyone to this week's shed adventure, or as it's turning out, crow adventure. We've got ourselves in a bit of a situation here. So before we start, the first thing I must say is you must never ever ever take a bird from the wild. It's illegal in most countries, quite rightly. However, there are a few exceptions. If you find an injured bird, you can obviously take it, look after it, or hand it over to a suitable rescue organisation, RSPB, or something like that in the UK. Or if you've got the time and are willing to put the effort in, you can try and bring it up and get it introduced back into the wild. So there are other things and decisions you can make, and this may not make me very popular, but this fellow was found nearly a week ago now, so not in this rather healthy state, very young. You can still see he's got fluff on him, so he hasn't fully fledged, can't fully fly. Had been obviously pushed or fallen out of a nest. If you do find a bird that's fallen out or been pushed out of a nest, if you can see the nest and pop him back in, that's the first thing you should do. But he'd hopped off in a huge field and was in serious trouble. So things to do. The first thing is heartstrings, and oh, baby bird, we must look after it and rescue it. You need to think very carefully. There is the circle of life argument that this is food for some other beautiful creatures, some beautiful foxes out on the plain, red kites, there's raptors, we have such a vast number of skillful killing machines, that pretty bunny rabbits and injured crows are all their food. So you just leave them and let life take its way. Harsh and cruel, but that is the real world out there. Or you make a decision to bring them home, and if you've got the right facilities, the right food, the right knowledge, and the time, I can't tell you how much time it's taken this week, because first of all we had to get him well and fit, very dehydrated. Sorry, he's just jumped on the Argo, but I'm hoping he'll turn around and come back. The hot stove is covered. And now you've got to try and wean him off. I'll show you in a minute the reactions that are built into him, exactly how he behaves like what he is, a baby. And you are coming with the food, and the reaction in his mouth goes back and the big squawk, and you put the food in. Well, we've got to get him to actually get picking and looking at his own food. And water doesn't come from a cowpole pipette, it comes from puddles and stuff. So lots to do to get this guy or girl back out in the wild, because what we don't want is a pet crow. We want someone who we can let loose. But very happy at the moment, very relaxed with us, probably too relaxed with humans and obviously dogs, which is not good. So we have our work cut out. I'll show you some of the stuff and the story, and hopefully it has a happy ending, but sadly some of these things don't often do. It's quite difficult to get someone successfully back into the wild. So there we go. But the good news is, look at this remote microphone and with a Huggy Bear on the top. So I'm hoping our issues with wind noise will be reduced. So let's have a look at some of the reactions you get. And this is fine, but is one of the things we've got to work on. So here we go. This is classic baby bird. I am mother bird flying in, and regurgitated food is popping in and very happy. But what we've got to do is to start to get him interested in coming down here, come on, and looking down and seeing that his food doesn't come out of a pair of tweezers or his mother's mouth. It's not cruel, and he might be a bit frustrated, but we've got to get him to eat. Come on. There we go. Tiny steps. Tiny steps. Food does not fly out the sky and into your mouth. It's here, look. Come on. Come down here. Down here. And when he does get it, he'll drop it, because he's then got to learn to throw his head back. See if he can get it in. That, believe it or not, is learning. He may still drop it, but he's learning how to use his beak and how to get that into his mouth. Small successes, small steps. And now we're doing exactly the same thing with water. He wants a drink. He wants it from his pipette, but we want him to bring his head down. Come on. He knows how clever. He knows it comes from the pipette. There we go. That's drinking. That's what we need. Good bird. That's some progress. That's taken nearly 3 days. There we are. Bird learning about water. It's lovely stuff. And it doesn't come out of my fingers. He's wiping his beak because it's dirty with food. You had enough? No. Thirsty bird. Okay. Oh. So the education continues, and he strengthens, and his wings will get stronger, and he'll lose this baby fur. Fantastic. And of course, there is the fun and pleasure of a crow in your kitchen, making an absolute mess of things. Kitchen gets bleached to within an inch of its life.